Wow. So you think that I didn't, that my AI, are you saying my AI half-assed it?
I think your AI is trash, dude.
Skipping through the end times.
Oh, hey, Dave. I didn't see you there. How you doing?
Oh, I've been here for a while, but yeah, good to see you, bud.
Great to see you too. Hey, have you been watching the phenomenon that's going on with AI around the world?
You know, I have heard my friend Debbie talking about it. What was that again?
I heard it from the same Debbie. That's crazy that we talked to
Oh.
the same Debbie. AI is doing everything now. It's writing your kids' homework. It's writing ad reviews. It's creating art.
Art that, yeah, is controversial art because, you know, it's robots and they're stealing all the art from all the artists.
We've been
So
told
we're going to
our
have
whole
to get rid
lives-
of all the artists now.
We've been told our whole lives that all of these artists and these pieces of art from the past are all works of art and they should be treasured. But the AI has shown us that anybody can do it.
They're really showing us that it should not be treasured. That really artists have been scamming us for all these years, and we could just get robots. I mean, the Spartans, they had slaves to do all the work. We're getting robot slaves to just make art for us.
Digital slaves. And
It's the same thing.
what I've learned is that art is not something to behold, it's something to take for granted. And now that's something I can really get with.
Absolutely, yeah. We have more than we could even know what to do with. And on today's show, we're going to judge some. And we're gonna basically steal the artwork of the AI and make it our own.
Yeah, we will not be giving the AI any credit on our artwork. So it's great. We're going to be famous in the next 48 hours and everybody's going to respect us. And we appreciate the alien overlords and the technological overlords for their help in helping us succeed. But yes,
That's our disclaimer.
so I know that this is completely random, but I have commissioned an AI named Mark to write two story pitches that I thought I could read out loud to you and producer Vince.
Did you name him Mark, or did he tell you his name is Mark?
Of course, I named him. I'm not going to give the AI options or a choice.
Well, I mean, that's nice of you that, you know, treat him as if he's a human.
Well, I'm one day they will take over, and I want to be on they're in their good graces, so to speak.
All right. Well,
So, Dave, I believe you have also come up with two story pitches that your AI. Now, what's your AI's name?
yeah. I mean, mine is A647 because I don't want to give them a human,
Smart.
complex. I don't want to make them think that they can actually compete with us.
Personification is the first step to apocalypse. So I should have taken that advice, but now he's Mark.
You got to keep him under your thumb. That's really that's what you want to do. But I have two stories here that I kind of collabed with my AI with, and we can compete with you and see which ones are better.
It sounds like a competition. Who we're gonna have judge this competition to see who has the better AI story?
Well, do we have producer Vince with us today?
Producer Vince, are you over the plague?
Hey guys,
the beer?
Are you guys telling stories?
Oh, we're telling stories, and not stories we created, stories the computer created for us.
Nice. I'm in.
It's the new
what does the
trend,
winner
dude.
get?
The satisfaction of knowing that their AI is superior to Dave's AI. Don't mean to put the cart before the horse.
Whoever wins gets to be the top camera every show.
Oh,
That's good. I like
Is that good? And we'll
That's
do
actually really
we'll
good.
get rid of Dave's border right now.
What if I like being the bottom camera, huh?
Dave gets
Yeah, I
no
like it.
border now.
Preference.
I'm okay with no border.
Oh, okay.
I'm
So I'm thinking-
I'm about no borders. You know,
We'll
I'm
discuss
that kind
this
of
later,
guy.
Dave.
That's for the political podcast.
So Vince, we're giving you a lot of power here, okay? Because we're going to pitch these ideas to you, and then we're going to defend them. Because I think that's important. I think it's important that we stay loyal to our AI and have their backs creatively.
Deal. Just know you're probably going to have to defend them because I'm going to be harsh.
You know, I'm gonna name my AI. If yours is named Mark, I'm gonna name mine Rhonda, and she looks like the woman that's right there in the image. You know, she's pretty. She's gonna smile at you. She's gonna be nice, but at the same time, she's gonna roll up her sleeves and get down to business when she needs to. Now
that you've classified her as your AI in the picture, and her name is Rhonda. Look at the way she's. Presumably, that's a group of middle-aged men and women at a book signing that I'm going to guess now they don't know she's AI.
No, yeah, they have no idea because to them, what does she have a mask on or something? What is that?
I think she's got robot eyes.
Oh, right. Yeah. I mean,
that's
the only
professional
telltale
Photoshop
sign.
skills, Dave. Mocked it up as the show was starting.
Vince spent minutes on
Nice.
that Photoshop.
I didn't even use my phone this time, Dave. I used my computer.
Wow, dude. Dude, Rhonda appreciates it because, yeah. I mean, she's, I didn't want to comment on her eyes because that's, I don't know if that's
Sexist.
a little bit racist, a little sexist, mixed in. You don't want to. You want to treat the AI as if they're one of us, which goes against what I said earlier. But I'm
this
trying to
is
get on
how
the
it
good
starts.
side. Okay.
This is how it starts. You go from you took a stand with the number. I thought that was smart, and now you're welcoming in the demon, dude.
Yeah.
It's gonna get crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, since Dave, you're on the bottom this show, I think it's only fair for you to go first and your first story.
Oh,
Now,
bottoms first.
Before we get into the story, I think we need to read what prompts we gave the AI so that everybody knows exactly what we gave them and what they were able to produce from that
I don't
prompt.
want to. I don't know if I want to give away because I have a very complex algorithm that is mine and mine alone. But okay, I'll bite.
I don't know. Rhonda kind of looks like she went to Carl's Jr. that morning for breakfast. I don't know how sophisticated she really is.
Rhonda
Carl's
is a
Jr.
breakfast
has.
burger babe.
Rhonda looks like the kind of AI that rolls up to Carl's Jr., asks for a side of ranch. If they don't have it, then she leaves to go to the Carl's Jr. across town, who she knows has the ranch packets.
Yeah, she's gonna be nice to you until she doesn't like your attitude about something, and then she's gonna be a little bit passive aggressive.
Which is like, how more human can you get?
Yeah, I
know?
relate to that, to be honest.
She's a true American, man. American hero. All right, Vince, are you ready?
I'm ready, dude. But also,
And-
did you just say that you're pretty much Rhonda? That
I
Carl's story
say
was
it.
very specific, dude.
I didn't say it, but you know what's going on.
Eli, back in the day of 2 Western bacons for $5, Eli was all about that, and he would go every day to Carl's Jr.
Every day, and that was back when Western bacon cheeseburgers were $3.11.
That was before inflation times 10.
That was back
while
during
ago.
the George W. Bush era, okay, where you could be a man and you could go to Carl's Jr. and get a ranch packet with your $3.11 Western bacon. Okay, it's $12 now. Sam, that's why I don't go.
Yeah, it's wild. All right, so I'm gonna be. Do you want me to tell you what I think directly after the story, or do you want me to?
I think
maybe you
How
can
we
give
doing
your
this?
initial comments.
Okay.
How about this? Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
I was gonna, and we're probably gonna say the same thing. I think we treat this like we're in a pitch meeting with like a high-end executive at a film studio.
Okay.
So you can feel free to pick it apart. It's Dave or I's job to defend it, and if we have to embellish the story a little bit, I think that's okay.
Maybe what we could do is we read it, and then the other person, like if I'm reading it, Eli will give his counter arguments about why it's a bad story. We can hash it out a little bit, and then
that's
Vince
good.
can come in after that and give his final.
I'm in, and I'm
Final
gonna give it
opinion.
That's good.
30% attention, just like the guy would in the pitch. So
Oh, great.
you guys better draw me in, because if not, I'm just drinking beers back here.
You're all bad.
If it was a real scenario, you would have your secretary read it and throw it out before we ever had the meeting. So
Yeah.
you're on the right path. All
If
right,
you were
boys.
Netflix, you would just greenlight it before it even, if they even showed up to the pitch meeting.
All right, guys, I love all of them. Here's $8 million each.
I love them all. I'll take them all. All right. Here we go. Deckard Cain was a young man who had always been fascinated by the world of Pokemon. He had grown up playing games and watching anime, and he had always dreamed of one day being able to explore the world of Pokemon for himself. One day, Deckard decided to take a chance and to make his dream a reality. He had heard stories of people who had been able to travel the world of Pokemon, and he was determined to find out if it was true. He packed his bags and set off on his journey. After a few days of travel, he arrived at a strange place that seemed to be the entrance to the world of Pokemon. He stepped through the portal and found himself in a strange new world. So again, very strange. Deckard was amazed by the sights and the sounds of the world of Pokemon. He explored the various cities and towns, and he even encountered some of the Pokemon themselves. Cities and towns. He's really covering his grounds.
Yeah, just in case you're confused.
Yeah. He was having the time of his life, but he soon realized that he had no idea how to get back home. He searched for days, but he could not find the portal that he had come through. He was lost in the world of Pokemon, and he had no idea how to get back home. Just when he was about to give up hope, he stumbled upon a strange old man. Apparently even more strange than him because he's like 1,000 years old.
Yeah, that takes balls calling somebody else strange when you're Deckard Cain.
Deckard Cain is immortal. The old man told him that he could help him get back home, but only if Deckard was willing to help him out with a task. The old man told Deckard that he needed to find a rare and powerful Pokemon that had been lost in the world of Pokemon. He said that if Deckard could find the Pokemon, he would be able to use its power to open a portal back to his own world. I don't know which gen of Pokemon this is. I don't know which Pokemon can create portals, but maybe it's in the upcoming game.
Spoilers.
Deckard agreed to the task, and he set off on his quest. He searched far and wide, and eventually he found the Pokemon. So we're skipping Act 2 because whatever, he went through some things, he found it. That's really all that matters.
That's how you do it typically in Diablo. You skip Act 2 and go straight to 3, Dave.
And of course, we all know Deckard Cain. I mean, I didn't preface this because obviously everyone in the world knows who Deckard Cain is. He's from Diablo. He's 100 years old, and he's one of the coolest, wisest characters ever created.
By the way, Eli, you already lost. Dave won with the Deckard Cain.
Well, hold on.
Meets Pokemon.
Let me finish.
No, if you're paying attention, I shut off your neon a second ago.
He's qualifying. He just told you that you should know who this character is, but I didn't hear it in the story. So
Dude,
I want to hear the rest of it.
He is tailored the story to producer Vince, dude, and he's already won.
I know who my audience is, dude.
Dave, throw in a Snorlax, and I'll give them all to you. Dude.
I can only assume that it's a Snorlax that eats portals, or maybe he poops out portals, and that's how they get the. I don't know.
All right, Dave, I need a little slower on that Deckard Cain, though.
A little slower? Okay. All right.
It's gonna be 2 hours.
If that's your only note, that's
my only note. Bad. It's a great
okay,
Deckard Cain.
All right.
Eli, just sit back and watch.
This is the exciting conclusion.
Dude.
All right, let's find where I was. He searched far and wide, and eventually he found the Pokemon. Was that good? He used its. He used its power to open the portal, and he was able to return home safely. That's it. That was the third act. Did you guys?
My God!
Wow, what an epic conclusion!
Sorry, I stopped
Deckard
you
was glad to be back home, but he never forgot his adventure in the world of Pokemon. He kept the memories of his journey close to his heart, and he often thought back to the strange other old man who had helped him find his way back home and helped him put his Tal rune and the Ral rune in his Staff of Kings. All right, I added that last part.
That didn't sound like AI.
Dave, that is not a current rune word.
That's a what?
Not that I was being a nerd.
It wasn't canon anymore?
It wasn't canon anymore.
That's true. You can't put a Tal rune and a Ral rune in the Staff of Kings.
That's not a rune word, Dave. That's bullshit.
All right, look.
They're gonna retcon it in Diablo 4.
Look, I like that this. I'll start with the positive, okay? Because I'm a positive guy. I like that this started, and then continued to go, and then ended in the world of Pokemon. Well, I guess it ended in whatever town he came from. He went back to. I don't. All the Pokemon were generic. There was never this idea, this pitch could have used specific Pokemon. I think that's how you get people.
Dave,
I think that's how you get the fan base.
Drop, dude.
This was
what am I gonna do? Be like, oh, a Pikachu because everyone likes Pikachu.
Yes. How are you gonna sell toys? Producer Vince, if you're gonna greenlight this idea, just know you're not gonna sell toys. Nobody is going to buy a Pokemon on the label that just says Pokemon. Okay,
I mean,
we don't know. We don't really know what Deckard's motivations are. He seems to have a crush on the old man, which I like. I think that there's probably a love triangle between this old man, Deckard, and a Pokemon, an unspecified Pokemon. But I don't know because it's not in the story. So
I can refute that easily, and that's that like you got to use your imagination. Okay, if I have to sit there and tell you the characters and all the names,
I think you have to use your AI better, Dave. You got to treat your AI a little bit better.
Oh, you hear that? You hear that, Dave? Producer Vince is flipping on you.
Your algorithm's a little weak, Dave.
Wow. So you think that I didn't? That my AI? Are you saying my AI half-assed it?
I think your AI is trash, dude.
It's not just an AI. It's Rhonda. You're seeing Rhonda.
Oh shoot.
Half-assed.
I wouldn't say that about
researching Pokemon.
All right, Eli, you ready to go for yours?
I just want to say Vince is probably going to wake up tomorrow morning with ranch packets in his bed.
I hope, dude.
All right,
I'm not giving you a score yet. We're gonna go. We're gonna go per round.
All right,
so, Dave, that's your first one of this round.
Remember Deckard Cain. You like Deckard Cain, so you gotta,
There was no Pokemon name drop. All you had to do is throw a Ditto in there, and you would have had me. Or you could have been pissed that Machamp showed up. Come on, Dave.
That was your holographic.
That was my holographic.
That was the one that came in the starter pack.
I know. That's why I was pissed whenever I got them.
That was the easiest first edition to obtain, dude.
It was a pay to play.
7 of them.
Did anybody not have a Machamp first edition? I never knew anybody that didn't.
No, my dad had one, dude.
All right. Okay, so my prompt is to write a story about George Washington fighting Abraham Lincoln in hell. Okay? So it's presuming a lot here, but here we go. Once upon a time, two of the most iconic figures in American history, George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, found themselves in the depths of hell. See, it's funny right there, Vince.
I already giggled, dude.
That's the first sentence.
Oh, Eli thought his own thing was funny.
So hold on, should I keep should I keep my mic on so you hear me giggle? Because I'm muting myself, but I'm laughing back here.
You should just make a choice. All right, I'm going to continue.
Wow, you just lost points on that one.
No, that doesn't count. They had both died and been sent to the underworld and were now facing off against each other in a battle to death. The two men had been enemies in life, but now they were forced to fight each other in the afterlife. George Washington was a formidable opponent, as we all know, having been a great military leader in life. He was strong and determined, and he had the plan to defeat his opponent, Abraham Lincoln. I'm sorry, let me take that back. And he had a plan to defeat his opponent. Abraham Lincoln, on the other hand, was a great orator and a brilliant politician. See, George Washington, formidable opponent, not necessarily a brilliant politician. So he wasn't as good of a liar. That's also historically accurate. He was also a master of strategy, and he had a plan of his own. The two men fought fiercely, each trying to outwit each other. They traded blows and insults, and the battle raged on for hours. In the end, George Washington emerged victorious. He used his superior strength and strategy to defeat his opponent. As George Washington stood victorious over his defeated foe, he looked down at Abraham Lincoln and said, "You fought bravely, my friend, but in the end, I was the better man." With that, George Washington returned to the land of the living, leaving Abraham Lincoln to suffer in the depths of hell. Tell me that doesn't have sequel and trilogy potential, producer Vince.
Wow. All right, so
wait, hang on. Let me give it a little rebuttal here because how did he get out of hell? How is that just like
Dave,
got out of hell?
That's where I was about to go with this. Great story. So many just like broad statements without any detail or like anything that happened. He's like he fought bravely on the hill.
Oh, you mean like
he didn't explain what the fight was at all, what he was fighting. He was in hell.
A lot of people are dumb and they need to be told something. They're not going to infer between the lines. Okay,
you
got to be really literal.
Oh, okay. So it should be more like he went to a world of Pokemon and had to find a Pokemon from an old man.
All right. Well, here's my real rebuttal: is let's be real. This AI really thinks that George Washington would win. I mean, like, dude, Lincoln was so tall, dude, and he was basically a lumberjack. I feel like he would wreck George Washington. No offense to George Washington, But
No,
let's be
I'm
real,
with you.
dude.
I can agree with you on that. I think Abraham Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln was a fighter. You know what I mean? Like he would go to a new town and challenge the biggest person to a fight. So I'm with you there. But see, this is different. They're in hell. Okay, this isn't the rules of the living.
It's the bizarro hell world.
Not only are they in hell, they're in the depths of hell. So to answer your first question, how did he get out? By defeating Abraham Lincoln. Okay, how else did you get out of hell?
Which what was it? George Washington
even
that
know what
chopped
to
down
say
the
here.
cherry trees, or he didn't?
think so,
or he,
yeah.
For Mordor,
didn't want to.
Which is why he was sent to hell.
Maybe he trained on the cherry trees first, and then he was able to chop down Abe Lincoln.
He was feeding the fires in Mordor to stay out of it.
So Vince, let me paint
Right.
this picture for you. Okay, I see this as, like I said, a trilogy. I think you end
Okay.
on a cliffhanger. You see Abraham Lincoln looking up as the flames lick him like Michael Myers in Halloween, the first Halloween, when he
Who's
was the Halloween 2018,
Okay.
when he was in the basement and it was on fire,
Yeah.
and he's just looking up at Laurie Strode. But this time it's
Where
Abraham
the story
Lincoln.
should have ended.
And then you stop.
Nah.
You cut right to credits. Okay, and everybody walks away going, well, "What the hell?" This might be the tagline for the next movie. What the hell? What the hell is Abraham Lincoln going to do now? Okay,
Can you
So-
make that an acronym?
if you give me time, I can work on
Do
it.
it.
I can
I wanna hear
absolutely
it.
give it.
You get some
An
points if
acronym.
you can say it.
No, I can't play that game, dude.
Okay.
I can't play your game. All I can play is the strength
want
of
points?
my AI writer. I'm not looking for points. I'm looking for a green light. Okay,
Okay.
and I'm
now
ready
back
for
to
it.
the story.
Do you
and
see
not
this
you-
having a? I was just gonna say, do you see this having an after credit scene?
Oh, yeah. You know what? You know what I do? And what? Okay, so go with me here. The after
Okay.
credit scene. It's in the middle. It's a mid credit. So I want half the theater to think, oh, they're done. They're not. There's no way this movie has an end credit scene. There's no way. And so half the theater leaves. Why? You might be thinking, well, why do you want half the theater? Because then they hear about it from their friends on Monday, and they're like, oh my god, you see that mid credit scene? No. Now I got to go back and see it again in 3D. It's also in 3D. But I think
It's the only movie in 3D.
the mid-credit scene is you don't see Abe, you just see it's an over the shoulder, and he's talking to a person with their back to him, which you assume is Satan. Okay, and right before they cut to black again, you turn around and you realize that Satan is Mary Todd Lincoln.
Wow.
Twist: Satan has been Mary Todd Lincoln the whole time, even when they were alive.
was
You went
I have
so,
so many
deep in that, and then the payoff was like, oh.
What do you mean the payoff? Well, don't,
You went,
you're not gonna.
I thought you
you're
were
not
going to go
leave-
funny with it, and you're like, historical.
100%. You're not going to walk out of that theater going, I cannot wait for the next 2 years to find out what the hell Mary Todd was saying. Like, what is she trying to orchestrate?
wait throughout
I
their
don't
whole
see
lives was
13-year-olds being like, oh, that's Mary Todd.
was
I don't care
Mary
about
Todd
13-year-olds.
Lincoln was Mary Todd Lincoln always Satan even when they were alive going through
Yeah.
their whole lives? Was she doubly Satan and
See, that's
and
the
his
twist.
wife?
That's the twist. Because in the story of Lincoln, right, the true story, Lincoln is basically Job. In the American gospel, I should say.
Listen, I
Abraham
love this,
Lincoln is
but
Job.
let me ask
hold
you
on,
a question.
Hold on, producer
Where's
Vince,
the
I'm in the middle
AI
of a
in
bit.
this story?
I'm in the middle of a bit. Don't interrupt me, please. Please let me play this out.
Okay.
I'm going.
Okay. You're, dude.
Now, I don't mean to snap back on an executive here,
Hey,
but you're
hey.
jumping in a place you shouldn't jump in.
Fair enough.
So Mary Todd, see, she's the one that actually started the Civil War. I don't want to get into the pitch too much on the sequel, but the whole second movie is her bringing back the Battle of Antietam because she didn't like the outcome the first time. She was on the side of the South. Again, she's Satan. Okay, so she wants to recreate it, but this time, instead of the Confederates, it's demons, and they have to go fight the Union Army. Now you can talk. Now you can critique it, Vince. Now you got the full context.
I mean, I'll green light that. I don't know about,
You lost your
I don't know
border for
about
the
this
night,
one.
but I liked it.
I mean, that's all I can ask for. That's all I'm looking for is, I think I've taken up enough of your time. I appreciate. We can move on to Dave's second story here. But would you be willing to say that it's 1-0 me?
Well, Dave has the border and you don't. So Dave's turn.
You're
yeah,
so
are
caught
you
up in
gonna
this border.
are you gonna give us a rating yet, or do you want us to?
So you guys both have 2, correct?
I do have the border.
Dave currently has the border, but that's more of a respect thing. I wouldn't say that's story-wise yet.
Okay, I
That's
going to
be the trophy next round.
So that the audience knows that it's not just a technical mishap. The border means that you're in the lead, essentially.
In this case, you offended me, so I took away your border. Was where I was going on this one.
Okay, that's just like an executive.
So really, it's like I'm 1 and Eli's -1.
Yeah, I spit in your latte at the pitch meeting, and now I'm letting Dave go again.
All right. Let's move on to Dave's thing.
No, your place.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about this pitch. I'm ready.
All right, here we go. This is the story about. Let me set the table for you. George Lucas, who gets in a fight with James Cameron. The story we all have wanted to see.
Oh, finally!
Since the dawn of time is now upon us in this blockbuster feature film. George Lucas has been a fan of science fiction and fantasy since he was a child. I mean, okay, so I already know, I don't mean to interrupt it, but we know that this is completely accurate because it's true. He had grown up watching. I haven't read this yet. George Lucas had been a fan of science fiction and fantasy since he was a child. He had grown up watching Star Wars and dreaming of one day making his own movies.
Wait, I'm sorry. I missed it. Is this James Cameron we're talking about?
This is George Lucas. George Lucas is the protagonist of the story.
Okay.
So already think about this, because now it's a time travel story. Now he went back in time to himself and rewatched his own films for the first time.
It's young Lucas, dude.
Young Lucas.
Baby Lucas.
Just like young Anakin.
Ooh.
It's like Anakin meeting Darth Vader when he's 9 years old. He had finally achieved his dream when he wrote and directed the original Star Wars trilogy. Okay, here we go. But when James Cameron came along and made the blockbuster hit Avatar, George was not happy.
Oh, dang.
So he felt that Cameron had stolen his ideas and was trying to take credit for them.
Oh, damn.
So when George and James ran into each other at a Hollywood party, George was ready to confront him.
Oh, God.
He accused James of stealing his ideas and demanded an apology. James, however, was not one to back down, as we know.
Yeah, I wouldn't assume that.
He argued that he had come up with his own ideas and that George was just jealous of Avatar. This only made George angrier, and soon the two were in a heated argument. This is at a Hollywood party. So already this is like a Tarantino film.
Can you imagine?
Did the AI add that extra? This is at a holiday or a Halloween.
It said
party.
it earlier, so I was just,
okay.
reminding you that this is the setting.
I thought the AI repeated it.
They ran into each other. Things quickly escalated, and before long, the two were in a full-on fist fight. They were both throwing punches, and it seemed like neither one was going to back down. Finally, the fight was broken up by security, and the two were separated. George and James never spoke again, and George went back to making his own movies. But the fight between George Lucas and James Cameron will always be remembered as one of the most epic Hollywood battles of all time.
Holy crap.
I don't even need to say anything else.
Holy crap, dude. This is the Empire Strikes Back of this story right here. I'm really impressed. Look, I don't want to hype this up too much, but I have to be honest. I'm really impressed at how well this AI understands the psychology of James Cameron, dude. Like the AI read all of those what is Hollywood Reporter
all
articles
of those interviews
where he's like, I'm not going to apologize for waiting 13 years to anybody, and the AI was just like, yeah.
The AI's like, again, he would not back down.
And I love, like, I'll tell you what else I love. If I gotta be honest with you, dude, I love this story, and I love that through this fight, it motivates George Lucas to get off his fat ass and start making movies again. Like,
it did. It said he started making movies again,
yeah.
which is something that we haven't seen. So
no,
this is a future we deserve and we never got.
After the prequels, he was like, "No, I'm not going to make movies anymore." And like James Cameron making Avatar, he's like, "That son of a bitch, I'm going to make more movies."
So the question is, did James Cameron steal the ideas from Avatar from Star Wars?
Oh.
I mean, let's think about it. They're basically the same movie.
I mean, he basically stole from the Comanche people and George Lucas exclusively, is what he did for Avatar. That's crazy. So, okay, I have a question for you, Dave. Just playing devil's advocate here. Do you see sequel opportunities?
Well, absolutely, because he may have taken the fight to James Cameron, but how many other directors are out there that deserve a beatdown? I think
I didn't
now
even think of that.
he's looking for justice. Maybe in the sequel he teams up with Spielberg, which is his quote unquote best friend, and the two of them, while making Indy 5, take down some other directors.
Can I?
How about Ryan Johnson? I'll go with Ryan Johnson.
Oh, I would pay 3D money to see that movie. Can I pitch a mid credit to you?
Oh yeah, sure.
And this, if I'm overstepping my bounds here, because this is your AI, but your AI did such a good
Rhonda's
job.
pretty open, so she's
Rhonda understands these two
she's not gonna pay
egotistical
you.
maniacs, dude. She understands them. So the mid credit, right, is just you come up on from the dark, you fade in, and it's just the door to Bad Robot, right? And you hear from it, then we go inside the room that the door is facing out of, and you hear 3 knocks. You never see the person at the door. It's an over the shoulder. Basically, it's the same pitch from mine, but it's an over the shoulder, and you don't see the person at the door. But J.J. Abrams opens the door, and you see his expression go from like, I'm J.J. Abrams, I have control over everything, to, oh shit, I'm in deep trouble. Ooh. And you just hear J.J. Abrams go, James, what can I do for you? Cut to black, you hear a chainsaw start.
Dude.
So you're saying James Cameron's the one that's confronting JJ?
Yeah, and I think the potential here is unlimited. I think you can make when you get to 4, right? 4 is always the movie that they abandon the trilogy that they were building, and they're like, anything goes. Let's make Jason a little kid, and then if he's in another movie and he can't come back for the sequel,
he morphs back into a little kid in the sewers.
We'll advance the story 10 years in advance. Okay, so that's what I see. Like, number 4, he finds a time machine. He goes back in time. He starts killing directors, or starts battling directors from like 1920. Like silent film directors.
Ooh,
and you can make it,
okay.
It's just a period drama,
Yeah. He's out there with fighting Fatty Arbuckle.
Oh,
he's over at his house. He's like, dude, and then when he approaches their house, you just see, maybe you get a shot where you just see George Lucas's belly.
Oh,
and he's got a coffee in his hand and a big belly, and his shirt's like not quite over it all, and he's just like, I'm ready. And then that's it. He's ready.
Can his shirt say, I'm a billionaire, bitch?
That he's wearing in the 1920s.
And then Fatty Arbuckle.
Dude, Fatty Arbuckle just wields a Coke bottle, dude. That's his. That's his. That's his.
He's all ready for a sniff.
Oh, God.
And then cut to black, dude.
And then at the very end, it just says, Fatty Arbuckle will return in Lucas versus Cameron 4.
Lucas versus Cameron.
So
Fatty
wait,
style, or Lil
Lucas,
Fatty.
Fatty style. Dude, this is such a winner. Like, I wish I could animate so I could make this happen, dude.
I mean, look, we gotta get Lucas to sign his rights over to it, but that should be easy.
That's easy.
This is a slam dunk, dude.
He's not doing anything these days. He's just sitting there going like, I'm a billionaire, bitch.
I'm a billionaire.
I'm gonna go back in and re-edit Star. Oh, I can't. I don't have the rights to it anymore.
Are you guys keeping the name Lucas versus Cameron, even though Cameron's dead in the first movie?
That's true. If it's a franchise, we got to think about that, though.
Good point, Vince. I didn't think about that.
Cameron actually isn't dead. They reach a stalemate after he gets punched. So actually, it could be like Pirates, where like James Cameron is like the Barbossa of the group, and it's like, oh, maybe he dies, but then Lucas goes back and resurrects him, and then they become allies, and like rivals.
What about he beats him so bad that only his brain exists, and they put it into a submarine, and he's the bad guy for all the films, and he's controlling all the other directors via the sea.
Oh,
Can I up the ante on
And he
that
has
one?
little arms. Because that's number 4.
That's a great idea. What if James Cameron dies in the first one, and then to bring him back in the future, they mocap his dead body. So the whole series is James Cameron has found a way through AI maybe to recreate his body through mocap and enter the real physical reality that we live in. You telling me you wouldn't see that twice?
3D is an
there's
option.
AI Cameron,
And
which
he's
is
just
really just. I mean, James Cameron himself is like so smart. He basically is an AI. So basically, AI Cameron is like even more powerful.
Oh,
What if? Okay, here's my pitch for the 5th one. Then they end up they infiltrate the time stream so that they go back in time and they murder every director who's ever lived and steal their ideas. And then it's revealed that James Cameron has actually directed every single movie of all time.
dude, I love that even more. And everybody is everybody in our world doesn't understand that. They just know like The Godfather was great, but they can never be like, oh, you know how like today it's like that's Francis Ford Coppola's definitive movie, but they're just like, it's like a Twilight Zone episode, right? Where everybody's confused. They're like, we love Godfather, we don't know why, and it's because he went through time, took Francis Ford Coppola out of the time stream, and now he is Godfather.
What if he became
He was the
director?
Beatles.
He became the director for everything, and then online everyone's like, "Oh, it's a Mandela. What is it? Mandela effect, where everyone Mandela. They remember everything the same, but the reality is different. And then everyone at some point goes on the internet and it's like, wait a minute, James Cameron directed this. He directed.
Well,
this.
that's the opposite of what I was saying, but that's a better idea.
But then Cameron realizes
It's just on
that,
TikTok?
and then James Cameron he's so benevolent that he doesn't want to take the credit for every single film made of all time, and so he erases the memories of everybody so that they'll only remember that he directed Avatar and Titanic.
Ooh. It's the monkey's paw, dude. It's totally the monkey's paw.
And only he knows for the rest of all time that he actually.
It's the only 3 movies that exist.
Nobody remembers any of them.
What's the newest Terminator that he did? Because that'd be funny to be on the list too. Like a Terminator no one cares about, but it's like Terminator 6, 2018.
He did Terminator Genesis. That's the best in the series.
Well, he added that in. He erased everyone's minds and made everyone think that those were the best Terminator movies.
And then in 6,
he's on make Terminator 6 good.
All of the descendants of those people that he screwed over, all the descendants of those people that he screwed over and took and stole their ideas, they become sentient and understand. They get the knowledge. They have the memory that their family, somebody in their family line, that director was the one who created these. And so number 6 is just all of these people worldwide throughout the we could call it Cameron or Lucas versus Cameron 6 nepotism, and it's all about the kids and descendants of these directors and writers that team up and just go to battle with mocap Cam.
Ooh!
So is that the
Dude,
finale?
That's good.
How does that end?
I mean, it's what we tell people. It's like it's like Halloween ends, right? It's like, yeah, Michael Myers is dead. Totally, he's dead. Until 3 years later, when just enough time has gone by, there's a rumblings you start hearing. I think they're going to make a number 7. I think they're going to make a number 7.
What you just described is like the Jason X of the series.
Oh yeah,
where it's like, oh, you didn't see this shit.
Yeah,
and then
you haven't.
Boom.
You haven't seen Jason movie made with an even lower budget than the original. Well, here you go, straight to sci-fi. All right, well, that's going to be hard to beat, man. I think I'm ready. I mean, I had more ideas for your AI's concept than my own, so I don't know what that says for the competition at this point. But
hey, I think you know what I say to that? I say you get your bar back because that was damn good.
Okay, nice. I didn't know that we could. I didn't know we could earn based on other people's ideas. But if Cameron can do it, I can do it.
I'm manipulating your behavior.
Okay, now my prompt was a throwback to the Mysteries Unsolved episode that nobody will ever see because we got hardcore flagged by YouTube.
Hey, it was fun when it lasted all one episode, dude.
And if you want to hear hear that episode, it's on a podcast, audio only. So go check it out. So the prompt I wrote was write a story about a ghost of the Queen Mary who is too afraid to haunt. What do you guys think about that juxtaposition? Right?
I like it.
It makes me relate to this ghost that it's kind of like a, like a tender, more of a tender ghost.
Yes, but I also wanted to put the AI into a corner, back him into a corner of like, already this is going to be hard to write, right? All right, so
hold on, before you go, I want to say that I do appreciate both of you guys doing some really good, like your stories are very specific. And I don't think I would have been as creative. I would have been like, "Oh, dinosaurs in modern day Paris," and that would.
That's because you're an executive. It's
That's
okay,
true.
Vince.
You guys are. Yeah. I'm saying you guys did really well. All right.
You're the guy that can't create, but can go to bed at night knowing that he's rich as balls for the rest of his life.
Dude,
you lost your border, but also look at this background because
hang on though.
Actually, I didn't get rid of your border. Yes, Dave.
Hang on though, because I want to see dinosaurs in Paris though. That actually sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you did diminish that, but that's pretty good, dude.
It was supposed to be a bad idea, and it really wasn't.
We'll save that one.
I mean, really, we've already seen We're Back, the famous film We're Back, which is kind of like that. So I don't know if you could beat that, but
also really traumatizing. I don't know if you remember the details of that movie, but that end sequence is pretty hardcore. Dude.
I'd want to make it more like the Mario Brothers movie, though, where the dinosaurs are like kind of hip hop. They coexist.
And their heads are disproportionately small to the rest of their body.
Yeah.
That's always a winning combination. All right.
Here
we go, boys.
And
write a story about a ghost of the Queen Mary who is too afraid to haunt. Once upon a time, there was a ghost of the Queen Mary who was too afraid to haunt. See? Just putting it right in there. She had been a passenger on the ship in life, and when she died, her spirit remained on board. That's also factually true.
Classic ghost.
Classic ghost. The ghost was a timid soul, and she was too scared to make her presence known. She would hide in the shadows, watching the living passengers as they went about their business. She wanted to make contact with them, but she was too afraid. One day, a young girl was walking through the ship, and the ghost followed her. The girl stopped and looked around as if she could sense the ghost's presence. The ghost was so scared that she ran away, but the girl followed her. See, it's a role reversal. The little girl is doing what the ghost should be doing. See? The girl stopped and looked around as if she could. I already said that part. The girl asked the ghost why she was so scared, and the ghost told her that she was afraid of being rejected. I'm already thinking of a better idea for this. The girl told the ghost that she didn't need to be scared and that she was welcome to stay on the ship. The ghost was so relieved to hear this that she thanked the girl for her kindness. From that day forward, the ghost was no longer afraid to haunt the Queen Mary. She would often appear to passengers, and she would even help them with their problems. I wonder if that means their luggage. The ghost of the Queen Mary was no longer afraid to haunt, and she was finally able to find peace. So there's some holes in this one. I don't see a conflict at all. I see an hour and a half of the ghost being too afraid to haunt, and that typically is not why people go see ghost stories.
It kind of is like the structure of a kid's book.
I felt like it was like
it kind of teaches kids about some confidence, and
it had some Goosebumps vibes to it, where it wasn't like a full Goosebumps, but it was like at the bookstore it was like $3 instead of $6, and it was just a quick story.
But you had to read it because you're a completionist. Yeah, I get that.
It's part of
this is the one where R.L. Stein really.
R.L. Stein took this one off.
He needed a new Porsche, so he's like, here.
He was in Cabo, and he was just like, wanted to go to the beach and keep drinking. He was like, yeah, and then the ghost girl, I guess she was grateful and helped people.
He's all the sixth graders will still buy it at their book fairs.
What if you can look
at
up
Scholastic
the history of cocaine prices, and in like '93 it spiked, and that was whenever he released this story, and it was just to make up for the cocaine spike. He's here's the story. I went deep on that one. All right.
I like that.
So I think this story could use a little bit of a modern twist. And I think that modern twist, I don't think it's about, I like the idea, right, that there is the role reversal, that the girl follows the ghost when the ghost should be the one following her. That's
She's like,
cool.
oh my God, a ghost. And the ghost is like, stop.
But the ghost should be like, why? You can see me? Sure. And she's clairvoyant. But with her clairvoyancy, in order to make this ghost come out of its shell and make it more confident, she creates a TikTok account for the ghost. And this girl films the ghost, right? Because instantly that would get a ton of hits. Even the TikTok algorithm would be like, yeah, all right, this one needs to go. This one needs to go viral. And
proof of a ghost? Okay,
proof.
yeah.
Would
Nobody's
there be
ever
fact checks on it, though?
Oh, of course there'd be fact checks, but who believes a fact check? I mean, have you ever read a fact check and gone, yeah, I'm going to change my mind on this opinion? I haven't. But I think that would add a modern twist. You could have a montage of all of the trends on TikTok, but it's hilarious because it's this little girl doing it with the ghost, and they're doing the all the stuff that they do on TikTok. Everybody's like, oh my God, that ghost is a queen. She's slaying. Like, yeah, I'm going to follow her. Instantly racks up millions of followers. And that's the thing, that she becomes an overnight sensation. She leaves the ship, starts to live a life of, I'm different, but everybody accepts me, and I'm the super famous ghost. So now I'm going to start living the life of a rock star. She starts getting into drugs. Vince, this is where it comes back to your cocaine idea. Starts getting into cocaine.
She meets R.L. Stein.
R.L. Stein. They have this torrid affair. This ghost is over 18, by the way. They have a torrid affair, and then R.L. Stein's like, your coke problem's out of control. Okay, Mary? Like, we can't continue this anymore because you become a problem. I can't take you to parties. I can't take you to the Scholastic Christmas party where everybody's, anticipating my next book. So they break up. She hits rock bottom. Finally, the little girl, now grown up.
I just imagine him using a bookmark to slice his cocaine. Sorry.
Oh, that's
good, right? That was the visual I had.
That is good.
On like a Clifford book.
And also, I love that this whole time R.L. Stein's booting cocaine, but he's like, "You've become a problem with your habit. Okay, I can control
to
my
a teenage
cocaine.
ghost."
He's like, I have decades of experience.
I know how to handle my coke. Okay, Mary. So she meets the little girl. This time, the little girl's grown up with kids, right? I mean, we jumped some time here, but she's grown up with a family of her own. They're visiting the Queen Mary. Mary's like, I have no more options. I'm in rock bottom. I'm going to go back to what I know, which is, hiding on the Queen Mary. But she runs into this little girl who, again, is grown up with a family of her own. And this girl convinces her to go to rehab. And the last scene is her writing a journal about, in rehab, writing a journal of her experience. And it's the story we just watched because that's never been done before.
Oh. Twist.
Come on, guys. Come on. Crown me.
Was the reason that it was named Queen Mary because of Mary?
I didn't think about that, but yes, of course, it has to be that. It explains so much. It explains so much, dude.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
but for the record, I still think the James Cameron George Lucas story is way better. But I had to throw it out there.
I liked where you went with that, though.
I did too.
I think it's unique, but also completely cliche. So I think that's kind of the modern times we're living in. You got to balance out originality and what everybody expects.
If you're not original, you just have to be, break the fourth wall and be meta about it, and that's fine.
For sure. And I think, I don't think there's any sequels here. I really don't. I think that this is probably more of like award season fodder. I think whoever...
This is your whale.
This is my whale. This is my La La Land. This is the movie that 6 months from release, everybody's like, it's going to win the Oscar. This movie that a room full of people saw a year ago before it was finished. It's one of those. It's an art house flick, really.
So it's a movie that I watch alone 3 times in a row and then put it away.
Yeah, I mean, sure, you can watch it how many times you want. I think the story is going to be compelling enough that you're not going to want to quit at 3. But all right, well, that's everything. That's
Vince. Vince? You got to give your final assessments.
All right, I'm gonna go straight Netflix on this. I will buy them all. I like the name drops in the first one, Dave. The George Lucas one is perfect. It's really well done. Your AI did a really good job.
So good.
Reading
Rhonda.
Cameron.
It's Rhonda.
Rhonda did a fantastic job. She definitely doesn't understand Diablo, but she understands Cameron.
Honestly, I tried to get her to play, and she's not a big gamer. So,
Eli, the Lincoln verse, was it Washington? In Hell?
Yeah.
I love the concept. I feel like your AI lacked detail. I feel like there could have been some goblin fights. I feel like there could have been a tier system to get out of hell. because I want it, not because it needs it. So your AI did, did good.
I broke down a trilogy of movies based on this idea.
Hey, I was giving that credit to your AI. Your addition to it, your addition to all of these stories, have been fantastic, have been well accepted.
Wow.
And we're gonna sign some deals with you specifically, Dave. it was.
I love the commitment to the role.
It was real nice. You lost your border.
You
didn't reference Psyduck or Snorlax once, and that's on you, buddy.
I tried to put Snorlax in there.
Who knew Vince had a strict Psyduck policy?
Who knew that I was taking notes, Dave? And
in all fairness, in the first one, I was going.
Oh, this isn't time for you to.
I was going literal with it, and I didn't know that Eli was allowed to just go off and create his own thing. So
45% of this is just Eli going off trying to sell your and his ideas. Every idea. You're a salesman, dude.
That Lucas versus Cameron idea is like objective truth and how the potential of that. Everybody, you either love James Cameron, or you hate James Cameron. He's like Conor McGregor. Okay, so that means you're getting both of those people in the audience to see him fail and to see him succeed. That's the winning combination, dude. But yeah, no, this is fun, man. I probably had way too much fun with this AI stuff, which I'm guessing is probably the majority of us. I hope it doesn't overtake the arts. I'll have fun with it while it does, but
I'm worried about the arts because based on what the 4 things we just read, they were incredibly good and well thought out and multi-layered. So I don't even know, what are humans supposed to do now? We can't get any better than those.
I mean, I think we're okay until the AI makes the leap from the computer to the real world. And as soon as that happens, that's when the arts are truly done. But I think robots and humans can coexist in the art world. I think that's a funny sketch, by the way, like a AI art gallery, and it's just a robot that's like, you don't understand good art. You don't understand. Like
we're just like critics. Yeah, I didn't think this was good, and they're like, but did you get it? Did you really read it?
Did it make you feel something? Well, then I guess it achieved its objective.
Made me feel hate, I guess. I don't know.
Love and hate are
the robot. The AI is like all emo about it. They're like, well, whatever. You didn't get my art.
It's a
high IQ level.
Look, good art provokes. It doesn't tell you what to think. Yeah, but
that's not what you did. You literally just told me Pokemon. You didn't even say anything specific.
I wanted to leave that into the hands of the human creators. Yeah, so I think this is fun. I think we can pick this back up. If you have any, maybe we can involve an audience in the future where people suggest stories to write to the AI, and then we can all come together and see, what we can make of that. But yeah, I feel like we need to start an AI movie studio that we just pump these scripts out. We make them better because let's be honest, the AIs the artificial intelligence isn't quite there yet. But I think we could, with a little coaxing, we could get what we want.
But whatever it is, we have to just produce for millions of dollars. It doesn't matter what it is.
Vince had the line of the night, which is I'm gonna treat this like the Netflix model, and they're all greenlit. I think art isn't sniper fire. It's a shotgun blast, and I think you just put whatever somebody comes up with, you put it on the streaming platform, and I think most viewers will understand that.
Yeah, most people want to watch 10 bad things before they find their one good thing.
Ooh, that's good, dude. That's deep. Well, boys, I think we covered the gambit today. We created stories using the future robot technology. We understand, my ranch packet habits. Yeah. Some would say addictions. I would say,
2004 double Western bacon addiction.
Some might call it an addiction. I just like what I like, and sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I've just got rappers around me,
I gotta say, I gotta confess that I'm a little bummed out that Rhonda sort of phoned it in for the Deckard Cain one. I feel like she
really
didn't
did.
even know. I mean, honestly, did she even watch a single episode of Pokemon or like even know who Deckard Cain is?
Look,
I'm a
go
little
easy-
bummed out.
Go easy on Rhonda, okay? Because she did give you that huge piece of crap in that Pokemon Deckard Cain story, but she,
Which
she
I love
also,
because when it was going, I was like, Dave won. This is the best story of them all.
oh, I know. You
And then
literally
as it
wrote-
went, you were like, "Oh no, there's."
I was like,
Here's-
what? I
here's
got
a little
offended.
here's a little behind the curtain. Vince, as soon as that in the middle of that pitch, Vince in the chat wrote, "Oh shit!" 3 exclamation marks. D2 meets Pokemon. Dave won, and now here he is.
Wow, dude.
Dude, you are a Netflix exec.
You're a snitch.
You're right.
You're a snitch, dude. You're a chat snitch. And now
You're
you're going to
biased.
get a 600-second ban.
Oh,
You're biased, but it's good to see that you can still, come to new ideas.
I can still turn my back on Dave.
why wasn't Tyrael in this? I mean, come on. There's another old man that's now helping Deckard. I mean, I just like, what is this? A coming of age story?
It did no
I'm just
research
disappointed.
at all. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It was a good idea though.
yeah, you can't win
Honestly,
them all.
you could argue that the Pokemon idea did follow the complete plot of Detective Pikachu. So, it was pretty generic in and of itself as well.
True.
All right, dudes, you guys got anything else that we want to talk about before signing off? I feel good. I feel good about this episode. I think we
covered a lot.
accomplished Yeah.
That was good. I would like to do another one.
Well, then let's do it.
Wow.
And I'll make some sort of trophy system or like some
Oh,
maybe we
Oh,
can get
dang.
we can get some visuals.
Okay.
We'll add some stuff.
Okay, so something that's not
Dude.
just who gets a border.
I need to figure out how to like attach a crown to your head so it follows with you like Snapchat style.
Dude, motion tracking. It's on there, dude.
Boom, I'll figure it out.
It's on there.
dude, yeah. Maybe if we
And-
do 4 more next time, we can do. It would be cool to see Vince's visual interpretation of the ideas.
And Dave, next
Ooh.
time I'll give you some saturation too, dude.
Yeah, dude. I gotta tell everybody, I'm not this pale in real life. I'm really pale, but not quite this pale. And I'm gonna try to figure out why my webcam, my white balance is off. So
I think I get so red whenever I do this because of the light. It just takes all the red pixels and goes to me, and you're left.
yeah, you
with
look
red.
slightly purple, Vince.
It's
That's just Vince.
that's just me, Dave.
Have you always been this purple?
I've always been purple.
You kind of look like the same color as our borders.
I look like the Chicken McNugget character. What's his name?
Yeah. I don't remember, but I know exactly who you're talking
Chicken
about.
McNugget character?
He's like
No,
purple.
it was you're talking about the purple,
What is
hold
he?
on. There's Ronald, he's part of like Ronald McDonald's crew. There's like the hamburger.
Oh, Munch? Munch. Oh,
it
no, that's from
Munch?
Chuck E. Cheese.
That's
But
Chuck
it
E.
is
Cheese.
kind of like Munch, too.
His name is Grimace.
Grimace.
Oh, Grimace.
Grimace.
Or like a California raisin, maybe.
oh, that's
Well, I
good
guess
too.
they're
I
not
don't think we're
purple.
allowed to
I guess
talk
they're
about
not
those anymore, Dave.
I forgot they got canceled.
They got canceled.
All right, guys. Well, check us out. Check us out on Instagram, on Twitter. You're already on YouTube, presumably. TikTok, even. We're on TikTok, guys.
Oh, we got some clips
We're
on
youngsters.
TikTok.
TikTok, but all the socials. Dave and I have a podcast called Chance and Penner, skipping through the end times. Check that out. Dave worked really hard on that. And it's
Only
really funny.
me. No, Eli didn't. He just showed up drunk
No.
every time, and I had to pick up the slack. But it's fine.
I chat AI'd my entire way through that season, so I'm just glad to be here.
He didn't even do voice acting. He just had an AI speak his voice for him. And,
Dude, that's next.
It's still pretty funny though.
That's next. Hey, Vince, this isn't. I want to thank producer Vince for being our exec today. Even though I'm not just saying that because you crowned me.
Yep.
It is hard work. It's hard work.
Whoa,
to deal with creatives.
I'm
You
on the
got
ones
crowned?
and twos. Yeah. I haven't gotten the crown yet, but we'll say that it's there.
All right, boys. Well, that'll do
Okay.
it for Chance and Penner this week. We'll see you guys next week. Like, subscribe, comment. Call Vince out.
Skipping through the end times.